What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another video. So I'm going to break down this trade setup that I had last Friday on Go. Okay. And I believe it's going to be one of those trades that it's just to be honest, worked out in my favor very well. I never caught a 1 to 7 trading gold. When it comes to my supply and demand strategy, I decided to hold it out a little bit longer. And hey, listen, this strategy is amazing. Supply and demand is working wonders. Okay. But let's go ahead and get into it. So what I like to do usually is I like to look on a 1 hour time frame. Okay. Now, of course, you can obviously see that there is a downtrending market, right? So there is no point of trying to buy, right? However, for those who are new to this channel, or for those who probably have been following me for a while, you know I don't really counter trend unless there is a high broken, right? So for example, in a 1 hour time frame, you see this high being broken, which would probably validate that this might be turning into buy setup. Okay. Now, at first, to be honest, when I was looking at the 15-minute time frame, I was looking at more of a supply area. And for those who know that when I trade supply and demand, I'll only look at the 1 hour time frame for the trend, and then I jot down to the 5-minute time frame to look for a setup. Okay, so even though you have a downward movement, you have lower highs, lower lows being created. Okay, so this is probably telling you that it's a possibility that the market wants to do a reversal, okay, which is going straight up, or continue back down. I don't counter trend a lot. I usually go with the trend. So what I was looking for was this supply setup right here, because the previous ones already happened, okay? But obviously, the market just kept going down, kept going down, kept going down. And yes, I could have taken some of these supply zones. Like, for example, there's one right here where it broke structure to the low. Could have gotten that one. Could have got on that one right here that literally just retested. Could have went, she could have been here, maybe 10 pip stop loss, 64 to 61, and 60 is actually about 50 pips. So yeah, I could have done that, but I was really technically waiting for the market to shoot back up here and then probably head right back down in this trend. However, that's not what the market did. I was literally, at first, I was literally like, I'm not going to trade just because the market is just doing some weird stuff on gold, right? And on all these other pairs. But once I saw the market do that, this is when I started to become very interested in my buy setup. Okay. So normally when anytime the market comes and breaks these highs, I don't look for a retest off a structure like this. Like, my break and retest is not it breaks to the upside and then retests off of this zone, just because this was this used to be a resistance zone, and then it's turning into what you call a support zone. That's not how I trade. That's not how I think it's, to me, honestly, it's just not that simple. For me, it's more like if you see a breakout, you want to go to the most recent demand that it was at. Okay. So in reality, this will be your most recent demand, and you will want it to come down here. Okay. But because not only is gold all the way skyrocketing to the moon, but because it created right here a demand zone right here, I was like, there's no need to look for there's no need to look for gold to come back down here. Now, if it doesn't respect this zone, then obviously, yes, I would believe it to come back down here. But because it created a second demand zone, this one, to be honest, seemed more stronger, right? So the market came down, started rejecting, right? And what I ended up doing was I saw this bullish candle forming, right? So what I tend to do is I wait for the market to retest, and then I want the previous candlestick to be broken. So since this was not broken, this candlestick was not broken by this candle, the next candle I want to break this one, right? All right, so right there, broke that previous candle, which is one, since this one was not broken by this one, this was broken by that one, and I went right there. Put my stop loss here, all right? And then honestly, spread stopped me out the first time, okay? So when spread stopped me out the first time, I was like, darn, I saw this candle now, because, you know, it's not, TradingView is not going to give you exactly the exact stop loss, right? Because sometimes the spread might, you know, be added on to that. So the spreads took me out. It's only like 10 pips. So I got in right here instead, and I put my stop loss right here. All right. And rolled it up to these highs. Now, took my profit right there, and I was done. Okay, so I took my 1 to 7, and that's how simple my trade was. I left it as that. Guys, you don't have to hold. I know gold can always go for 100 pips, 200 pips, but guys, for me, I'm the type of person where I'm like 60, 70 pips is enough for today, especially on gold. I'm out. Once that, once you can put your mind into a place where it's not all about holding more of a trade, but getting what you can get out of the trade, I promise you, you're going to be more successful faster. Okay, so this is a simple breakdown that I really want to show you that supply and demand not only just works on, you know, all the USD, GBP, USD, UCIC, US30, GBP, JPY, Euro USD. This sucker also runs on gold. Some of you guys like, oh, I have to have a deep stop loss for gold. No, you don't. You just need to know structure. You need to know price action, and you just need to trust yourself that if the market is going to give you what it gives you, even when it comes to a stop loss, if you understand that this is only a 10 pip stop loss over here, I don't know why that stop loss is actually right there. My stop loss was literally 10 pips right here, then you will know that you have to trust and believe the market can go in your favor. Okay, don't say, man, I don't know if gold is just very volatile, it might come back and hit me out. You can't have that mentality. You have to trust your setup, and you have to go with it. So I hope this video was helpful for you. This strategy works on all pairs, and I recommend anybody who don't know how to trade supply and demand, don't know, they're not really profitable, you don't have a actual strategy, supply and demand is the best strategy, in my opinion, that works easy, fast, and to be honest, help you profit really quick. Lastly, before I get off, I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday, but you should be able to back test what you know. You don't, especially if you don't know anything about this strategy, it's best to back test it before you even use it. So I hope everybody's doing well, and you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next week.